Hi, this is Caitlin,
This is Gabry.
and welcome back to AvengeGirls and Friends.
Okay. Today, while we talk about Thor Ragnarok, we have one of our friends, Karli, on with us the
I'm
whole
friends.
episode. It's gonna be great.
She's so
Hello.
funny. Karli, hello. Introduce yourself.
Oh no, was I supposed to have an elevator pitch or?
No.
Hi, I'm Karli, and I'm awesome. That's it.
Hi, I'm Karli. I'm a friend.
Not in a creepy way, because her eyes, you guys can't see her, but her eyes got really large.
Mhm.
A friend from work. She's a friend from school.
She's a friend from work.
And that's fitting. Because as Gabby mentioned, we're talking about Thor Ragnarok today. So, I mean, do we want to talk about like Thor and Bruce / Hulk first, since we just kind of mentioned the best quote? Well, one of the best quotes in the movie. I'm biased.
No, we could.
Okay. And here is when I will admit that I haven't read your notes yet, so I don't know if you even mentioned
Oh no, it's okay.
I haven't either. But
We're
I'll
professionals.
mention what I was gonna say that I love all of the interactions between them in this movie. It really, I mean, we talked a little bit about this in the Incredible Hulk episode, wherein like Hulk is kind of like a baby,
He's a baby, yeah.
and you really see that in this movie.
I was thinking about that too.
Friend, stay. And Hulk's just so angry all the time, and he goes ooh, and he's so cute. And I really don't think we should think
He's
Hulk.
literally like a toddler.
He's
at
yeah,
this
he's
point.
an actual toddler.
Because he's learned how to talk more too. He talks more in this movie than he has in any of the other ones.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's the actual vocabulary of a toddler, which
Yeah.
is fun.
we love a toddler here.
Yes, we do.
And I think I love which scene is it? It's in the middle of the movie when this is after their fight and they're in that like white and red room, Hulk's room.
Mhm.
And they have like it's like a heart to heart, but they both have to get like angry first in order to have it.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Like Thor gets really and I
Mhm.
feel like it was like very cathartic for both of them to have someone who like neither of them can hurt, but they can still just kind of let loose and have at it,
Right.
and they don't have to worry about hurting anyone. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
So yeah, Thor, Hulk, I like their like friendship a lot in this. And that's just talking about like Thor and Hulk, not even getting into Bruce and Hulk yet. Or not Bruce and Hulk, Bruce and Thor.
Right. I mean, the only other thing I have to say about them, other than, it's nice that they can have that, and like you mentioned in your notes, it's clear that Natasha's not the only one who's used the
Yes.
lullaby to calm him down, because he knows it really well too.
And he's so serious and confident in using it too, which is interesting.
Right. But Thor's t-shirts when they go to Earth are green and purple.
Are they really?
Are Hulk colors? Yes.
Oh, I didn't even.
So
That's a good
I was like,
catch.
yes, Hulk foreshadowing. So that's
Oh,
it. That's all
man.
I got. That's the only other,
No,
contribution I
that's
have
good.
right there.
I
Wow.
mean, I feel like everything is on purpose in this movie, so Taika definitely planned
Okay.
that somehow.
I want to talk about Taika. That's
Please,
what
can
I'm
we?
here for.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
he's so good.
It is a crime against me personally, but also against humanity that Taika did not direct the rest of the MCU. I think he should have done every
No.
past film. He should definitely do every
Agreed.
future film. I think he should definitely do Black Widow. I have a pitch for that. So,
Ooh.
because-
Okay, wait, pitch that real quick to
Yeah,
us.
pitch
Give
it.
it to us.
Yeah, okay. So, because it's 2019, no one needs a plot in the Black Widow movie, and we all know that Scarlett Johansson can't act. So I'm proposing a Black Widow movie done in the style of What We Do in the Shadows, and we call it What We Do in the Red Room, and it's just about the antics of like raising Russian child assassins.
It's incredible.
This is so good. I think you need to write a pilot for this or
Yeah,
something.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Marvel, hire me. I'm available.
I feel like we all say this like every
We say this like every episode. Yeah, Caitlin's right. We're just like, hey, we're here. Our ideas are available.
actually just us trying to get hired by Marvel. Surprise, everyone.
No,
But no.
that's really good.
Yeah.
I think that would be super
Right.
funny.
And I mean, going off a little bit more serious than that, but like Taika is like this movie makes the best use of the surrounding MCU, like hands down. Like you have references to the original Avengers. You have references to Age of Ultron that are not cringy. You have Doctor Strange being in there like almost seamlessly. Like everything is just it's so well done and put together, and it's like, damn, no one else in the MCU has managed this so far. Like,
It's true. That has been one of our number one complaints so far, is that it doesn't seem like it's part of a larger universe.
Yeah, and this does. It does so well, and especially in comparison to Thor: Dark World. Like,
God,
that's not even a movie in comparison to this.
That was a dark time.
Yeah, really dark time. I actually went on a really bad date to that movie. So
Oh no. Oh
Oh
God.
my god. Was it like bad because it was like the
it
date
had
was
nothing
bad?
to do with the
Like,
movie.
I don't know.
That's all I'll say
Fair.
about that.
I'm so
you
sorry.
could throw that out there.
But yeah, no. Actually, that's good to know about the continuity thing, because I will openly admit I have seen very few Marvel films, but
Fair.
just like in general of the ones I have seen, this is like the most well-made cinema period, let alone like it's fitting in with a larger continuity. So
It's like it's a film. Taika Waititi is a man, and he did it. And he helped us. He's just so good, and he's in it. I love Korg. Like Korg is so funny. That whole like the rock paper scissors joke, which plays out in the end, and I didn't notice until this time. I don't know if you guys caught that. In the beginning, he's like, I'm Korg. I'm made of rocks, and this is I forget what his name is, Meave or something, and and he's paper. He's and he's like, oh, like you can't be afraid of me unless you're
made of scissors.
And then at the end, he's the one who like kills Meave or whatever his name is because he lands on him on accident.
Oh, no.
It's a rock paper scissors joke.
Oh, bad.
I'm so mad at
It's
myself.
so good.
Oh, that's great. I enjoy Korg a lot. My only complaint about him is at the end, because I love him and I love his irreverent comic relief and how he's literal and everything. I think is great. It's just the one moment at the end when they leave Asgard or whatever, and it's like the second before it blows up or whatever. I can't remember exactly what happened. And then he says something, I'm like, oh, I love you, but could you just for 1 second, could you not do the comic relief thing? Can we have it sink in?
That's true.
Like I get like that the movie is like campy is probably the wrong word to use. It's exuberant.
It's humor. It's a comedy.
It's exuberant.
Mm-hmm.
But like just that one moment, just like 5 more seconds, I think even where it like could just watch and like let it sink in.
Like
and
have the music kind of fade out, and and then the silence itself gets a bit funny, and then he says it.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm being super nitpicky though.
No, I would agree with that choice. But a lot of that character is just Taika being like, I want to be in this movie.
Yeah.
With your respect, wouldn't we all make that decision?
Oh, absolutely.
It's true. Especially since like I think I might have mentioned this in the Thor when we talked about Thor: Dark World, is that Korg is actually in that movie, and Thor like kills him and destroys him. He's that big rock thing in the beginning of the movie. Like that's supposed to be Korg, and they literally were like, "No, that movie like, doesn't exist." Because Taika wants to be Korg, and they brought him back.
Yep,
and it fits, and it's perfect. So thanks again, Taika, because you made it the correct decision. It's so funny.
Definitely.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Also, just the characterization of Thor himself is just so different under Taika.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just awesome.
And it fits so much better than, I don't know, because maybe it's just because at this point I like was used to Chris Hemsworth as like a comedy actor by the time this this film came out, like, because he was in Ghostbusters before this,
Right.
and he's so funny in Ghostbusters. Like, one of the best parts about that movie.
Absolutely.
So then it just seems so natural. And also, he is. I mean, I'm biased because I really like Thor as a character. You all know, but he is funny in the other ones, and this finally like took those funny moments from the other films, and we're like, haha, a whole movie.
True.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're just gonna blow this out.
Yeah. Like, you made a comment about the opening, Gabry,
Oh yeah.
and how
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I can't believe that this is the movie that opened with the scratch record
Record
freeze
scratch.
frame. I bet you're wondering how this happened. I'm like, really? It wasn't Ant-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy. It was Thor. That's just shocking. But I love that it was though, because it sets the unexpected tone. It's like, okay, this is not the Thor movies that you've seen before. This is something different.
Yeah.
It's very effective. This entire movie, and this kind of again ties into like how well Taika like makes it, a part of the cohesive rest of the MCU. But the whole movie, like, it does super good like world building and character like work. Like, immediately, you know exactly what version of Thor we're gonna get in this movie. You like, as soon as we're in Asgard that first time, like, the location itself is, you see so much more of Asgard, even though it's like for one scene, than we see in the other two movies, one of which takes place in Asgard. Like, I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah. Can we also talk about comedic actor Anthony Hopkins for like a
Yes.
second?
That scene is so funny, and it's because of Anthony Hopkins. Like, holy shit. His whole, what does he say? Like, oh shit.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
And Baby Hemsworth in the meta play.
Yeah, and Matt Damon, right? Is that Matt Damon?
Yes,
Yeah.
the only
Wait,
role
what?
I ever liked Matt Damon in.
So Matt
How did
Damon
I not
plays
realize that?
Loki, and then the other Hemsworth brother, sorry, plays Thor, and it's so
Oh
it's
man.
because apparently Chris Hemsworth and Matt Damon are like besties,
Okay.
and they like, they vacation together and everything. Yeah, I think maybe because their wives know each other, and then went from there. But they're like, they're best friends.
Okay. I'll have to go with that story because I don't believe anyone should willingly be best friends with Matt Damon. But
even Chris, like, sorry, dude.
Man. I lost my train of thought. Oh god. Oh, it was about Anthony Hopkins. We were talking about Anthony Hopkins. That might be your favorite scene with Anthony Hopkins, but mine is when Thor has that vision of his dad standing in a field. I'm like, sorry, I'm a sucker for sons having visions of their dead fathers standing in a field. Like, that's my trope.
Which
it happens in
become a motif.
It is. It happens in Black Panther.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, but I love it. It's, I don't know why it speaks to me.
I mean, there's a reason why, like, they've been using it so often, obviously. I don't know if I can put into words the reason, but obviously it speaks to something, like, innate in us that we just, we like seeing these dead dads in beautiful locations.
Also, I'm predicting that it speaks to the fact that Thanos is a shitty father.
That
definitely helps.
I was gonna bring that up next. Not necessarily, I wasn't gonna link it specifically to Infinity War, but like a lot of the latter half of the MCU, and even some of the beginning half, they're like about bad dead dads. Like a lot of them. I think the only like good dad movie is Ant-Man. Like, I'm
and
pretty
it's
sure
because he's the dad.
Exactly. The dad is the hero.
The only reason.
Yeah, because even Michael Douglas in that, like, I mean, he turns out like a bit better in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second movie. But in the first one, like, Hope and him, like, they're not on good terms at all. Not that we're talking about Ant-Man in this, but that's like the only one I could think of. And I don't know if, like they did that on purpose, like where they subtly kind of being like, this is going to be the overarching theme of, the first part of the MCU. Thanos, he sucks and he's a dad, or if it just so happened like that's just what all these male writers want to write about, their dad problems.
I think it is.
That's true.
I think it's that second
There's
one.
no shitty dadding Captain Marvel. That's
I
all
was
I'm saying.
gonna say.
There's two wonderful moms, but no
Yes.
shitty dads.
They are. We didn't mention this in our last episode. We talked briefly about Captain Marvel, Karli, but yeah, Carol and Maria are in love, and their moms,
Yep.
Monica. And that's all I have to say on the matter.
The facts
Sure.
are right there. They speak for themselves.
True. I know that's not the two moms you were thinking of, but
Oh no, it kind of was actually. I'm on the internet. People have theories.
you know things.
Yeah.
Anyways, oops, I just hit myself. I'm just a mess always, it seems. I feel like, I mean, since we just talked about fathers, we need to talk about Loki and like the brothers in this movie.
Okay.
That's a large part, I think.
Because I like never got Loki before, and I think this
This
movie
movie.
finally made me get him.
Yeah. I think this movie like made everyone get him because before I feel like everyone was like, oh, he's evil, or oh, he's just misunderstood and he's emo, but really he's just dramatic as fuck. Like that's what it comes down to.
It's true. I mean, there's no escaping it.
When you have that whole play, like that just again, like I mentioned before, good character work. Like that sets the tone for Loki's character throughout the rest of the film. Like him lounging there as his father Odin, Anthony Hopkins, like eating grapes and drinking wine or whatever, whatever it is he's doing, watching a play he wrote in theory
About
play
himself.
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
he's
front
living-
of like a statue of himself. Oh my
I
god.
know, he's living my best life.
Right? Like, God, I wish that was me. Loki, teach us your ways, because I mean, obviously it didn't necessarily work out for him, but for a while, Thor had no
It
idea.
worked pretty well.
Yeah,
You know who else is living their best life? Jeff Goldblum.
that is true. And he is
Jeff
so
Goldblum
good.
is living his best life in this
Jeff
movie.
Goldblum is just Jeff Goldblum in this movie. You
I
know
think
what I mean?
he is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I read somewhere that they specifically did not paint him like blue or whatever, like in the comics, just so you
Yeah.
were constantly reminded that it was Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
That's excellent. That's so good. You know what else reminded me that it was him? Is when Thor's strapped into the chair and is about to meet the Grandmaster. And I was like, this is the Jurassic Park tour. I'm like, this is a reference to the fact that it's Jeff Goldblum because he's sitting there and they're like, welcome to Sakaar. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's it.
True. You're right. That is I thought whenever I watch that scene, I'm like, my mind goes because of the song choice to Willy Wonka. But I think you're right. I think at the beginning it is more like, this is Jurassic Park and you're gonna die. So not really Thor.
You're going to have to fight something big and green and it's going to be terrifying.
Exactly.
Is it a dinosaur? Is it the Hulk? We just don't know.
Who's to say, really?
We should talk to Disney about adapting that song for the ride or whatever.
I think it'd be good. You're gonna die. I do think it would make a fun like mini ride at Disney. Like I know that they have like maybe not at Disney World, but at Disneyland they have like a location for like Thor and Loki to like meet and greet people, right? Really,
Okay.
they did. I don't know if they still have it now that it's 2019, but that would have been fun, like to meet and greet Loki, get on this like this little ride and meet the Grandmaster too.
Do you think I could convince them to do Get Help? Get Help is the other thing I really loved about the relationship.
We're not
Again,
doing
like,
Get Help.
This is just such
will
good
not.
writing. I am like overwhelmed. Like that one like joke, it's a joke, but it also like completely informs like their entire relationship. You know what I mean?
I know. I
Like
feel like I got so
holy
much
shit.
more about like their past together than I did any other movie, specifically because he knows how much I love snakes.
That's so funny. It's so good. And again, like tells you so much. And also like tells you a lot about the other two characters who are witnessing Thor tell the story. Because Bruce looks like, oh my God, like Loki, how could you do this? Even though he knows who Loki is, now he killed Loki.
Yeah.
And then Valkyrie just looks like, whatever, like that wouldn't have phased me. Like she doesn't care at all.
Oh, my sister stabbed me twice.
Exactly. Like,
Fine.
Valkyries stab each other all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. It's such all the jokes in this are so good, I think, because they work double time, like both as jokes and as like characters
To express dynamics. Yeah.
It's Taika, mwah, mwah, like so good. I feel like this is just like the Taika episode, like we're just singing his praises and not
it's well deserved. If listeners get nothing else out of this, just know that Taika is a genius.
And he's beautiful and fashionable. And if you haven't, you should watch What We Do in the Shadows.
I will. I still haven't actually.
You haven't yet?
I know.
Gabriella.
I know. I really need to.
It's so good.
Because I know I'll love it.
It's so funny. I could just go off on like all the different parts of it that are funny. And now I can't because you haven't seen it and you won't get the joke.
You can, and I'll just pretend to laugh. It's fine.
I know.
Do we do homework on this show? Do you have homework now?
We have homework now. Gabry, your homework is by the time that we post this episode,
okay.
I don't know if you actually have time because you're going on a trip, but
I'll try.
Because this is super serious homework and we're 100% going to hold you to it.
No,
But,
I understand.
Since we're talking about the siblings, I also want to just mention that 1, I love Hela. I think she's a really cool villain. 2, Cate Blanchett is very hot. And 3, Hela is like if she wasn't like a bloodthirsty like killer, like just consumed with, death because she's a goddess of death, she's just like funny. Like imagine having her as a sister, like if you take away the death part. She's just the typical older like snarky sister. Like it actually fits. Like she is the older sister of Thor and Loki.
That's very true. I guess when you put it that way, I connect with her very much.
You're Hela. Also, now that I'm thinking of it, her color scheme is very similar to Loki's color scheme. And I think my sister always makes like jokes when we watch these together, and it ends up being like she has like good points. Like she joked, she was like, haha, I wonder if like Loki's color scheme is only that because Odin like missed Hela. And then he just betrayed her.
And he just started dressing Loki in black and green because of that.
Yeah. He's like, oh, not black-haired child. Perfect. I can fill the void left by the other one.
Oh.
I was like, that's like depressing as fuck, Kelly, but also like.
Second of all, Odin would do that.
Yeah. You know what? If my first child were Cate Blanchett, I too would dress Tom Hiddleston how I wanted.
Exactly. I would also dress Tom Hiddleston in Cate Blanchett's clothes and colors. And they like look similar. Like I know they probably didn't like cast specifically.
No, I'm sure it was just Cate Blanchett was like, I think I'll do a superhero movie today, and Marvel is like, yes, you will.
They're like, we have one open, and she's like, perfect, sign me up. Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston, love those guys. I even look like Tom. She's so good. This is also Cate Blanchett loving hour.
No, it's true. I was actually both the 2 female leads in this movie. I was like super psyched to watch.
Oh yeah, we should talk about Valkyrie.
Yeah. Let's talk about her because
we
her
have not
introduction
yet.
was perfect. As soon as she like drank a 40 and like fell off her ship, I was like, I found myself in this universe.
I was like, if we haven't already cast you as like Black Widow, like you would be Valkyrie.
Yes, like, absolutely.
Drinks it and then like gets up and like actually gets the job done too. Like strong, capable, strong, capable, and funny.
Alcoholism.
Yes, there we go. That's Karli in a nutshell.
Kinda though.
But yeah, Valkyrie is like again. I keep mentioning like the same thing about how there's just those little moments and the little like that can be seen as a joke, that whole like drinks the 40 fall.
Mhm.
But again, it tells you like everything you need to know about her super quickly. uh, and it only obviously grows from there, but like what great, like, oh my God, the
I
writing
just,
again.
yeah. I also just like that Valkyrie like is actually flawed.
Yes.
Like that's a new trend I feel specifically in the MCU is that like yeah, she's fucked up, but she'll still like stand up and do the right thing, but we're also just gonna point out that like
She is
she's a real
probably
person. She's a human person with
yeah,
feelings. So
yeah. And then so we have like Valkyrie and we have Hope, Wasp, and we have like Carol, and those are like the three that have like actually been like intense, like these are real flawed people who are,
yeah.
you know, like you said, like just trying their best.
Yeah, but also just like working through like female specific trauma in
Yeah.
most ways. Well, I don't know if like flying around on a horse and stabbing people is female specific trauma for Valkyrie, but there's
But-
I would like it to
shit
be.
that went down.
Yeah.
But, like yeah, Carol with the like you shouldn't be so emotional,
Yep.
and then it ends up being her strength, like that whole theme.
Yep.
So at least the point is these are real well-rounded women, and Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson is not.
Yeah.
Both as a character and as a person, I assume.
Yeah. We can't make any decisions because we don't know her plot. we can
Right.
And I like that too. Well, I like and dislike. I love the scene that you were just referring to. Valkyrie is on. They're all. It's all the Valkyries. Because Valkyrie is not. That's like not her actual name. She's just taking that name. I think in the comics her name is like Brunhild or something. But I don't know.
I checked that actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like,
I want to say she probably just took Valkyrie singular because she's the last one.
she's the only one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would also be my guess. Anyway, so with all of the Valkyries and they're on the horses, and it's such a beautiful, stunning scene. And again, you get so much with no dialogue whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Just in imagery. But at the same time, I also have to say that I kind of dislike it because apparently, according to I think Tessa and Taika, like the Valkyrie who like takes the blow for her, that was supposed to be her like girlfriend, and they cut out the like confirmation that it was her girlfriend from the movie, which you know
Mhm.
is not cool.
Yeah,
And-
disappointed but not surprised.
Yeah. So the entire movie, Tessa apparently was playing it as if that was her girlfriend who died.
Okay.
Watching it with that in mind, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I can see.
that definitely adds another layer to it.
Yes,
For
yeah.
me. Yeah.
So yeah,
That-
like you said, Karli, disappointed but not surprised at all.
Yeah. That's such a gorgeous scene though. That scene in the slow motion and at the end, they're two of the most stunning things in the whole
yeah.
movie. It's like a biblical Renaissance painting, you know?
Yes.
That level of
So
intensity.
beautiful. And I mean, we're like just jumping all around today, which is good. But we were talking earlier about the scene when Thor sees his dad in the field. Okay, everything from like that onwards, like when he finally like realizes he can just wield lightning without Mjolnir. And it comes down, and it's, you know, Led Zeppelin's playing in the background. It's so great. I think I did this the first time I watched it, but this time I also was literally like, yes, yes, and I was like clapping. Like it was just such a thrilling moment to me. Like, you get him, baby boy, you do it.
I love my glowy children, Thor and Carol.
Yes. If anyone has glowing eyes, I automatically love them. It's a sad truth, but it is true. But it's just, he's so powerful. Oh my God. Strongest Avenger. Kind of. Not now that Carol's
Nah.
here. But
That's Hulk. That's Hulk. I just mean in reference to I just mean it in reference to his login on the Quinjet.
Which I also like that, like, I feel like in regards to that scene, that Thor knew he had to say Point Break because he went to it immediately after all of his other things didn't work. And so it's just like, God damn it, Tony. Like,
Yeah.
You couldn't have also programmed it with like Thor.
And again, that's another tie-in to, the larger cinematic universe.
So
That's
seamless.
They
So
have
good.
not mentioned that once
Nope.
since the first Avengers
In
movie.
fact, it was so seamless. The first time I watched it, I was like, Point Break? Like, I had no idea. But Tony does call him then, the first Avengers movie. And I didn't understand it then either, because I have not seen the movie Point Break, because I'm a baby. So
I don't get the reference, but it's just a good way to like feel Tony there too.
That and Bruce wearing his clothes.
yeah, Tony wears his pants really tight. Also that scene with the Point Break scene, it reminds me of, again, I don't like read comics unless I see like panels just on my like Twitter or used to be Tumblr feed, but one of them that I think I have it saved, it's Cap, so it's Captain America, and he's like outside in the snow and he's trying to get into like, I don't know, Avengers headquarters or whatever, and he's saying like, Captain America, Cap, Steve Rogers, like he can't get in, and then he's finally like, God damn it, Tony, and then he says like, I forget what it actually is, but it's like,
No.
do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like
Wait.
the handsomest Avenger or whatever.
It's something ridiculous. Wait, hold on. I'll edit this nicely together, but I do have it saved, so I'm gonna find it.
Please. Oh my god.
Because it's so funny.
I've got to know.
Hold on. Sorry for the quick break, but okay, so I found the thingy. So Steve eventually has to go like, this is Captain Handsome ordering you to rock and roll on that 45. And that's what lets him in.
No.
This is Captain Handsome.
Oh my god.
It's so funny. God, Tony, I didn't think you were serious. But that's basically the same thing. Like, I got the same vibe. Like, God, Tony, I didn't think you were serious. Point Break, and it lets him in.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's perfect.
Oh, Tony. Also, I just want to point out so there's the scene about where they're talking about going into the devil's anus, clearly. And like Thor, like Bruce says like, oh, that's like a Einstein-Rosen bridge and blah, 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 scientific talk. And then Thor says like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to blah, 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 scientific talk. Like he completely matches Bruce's like knowledge of like, I guess, physics in this case. And I was like, see, Thor is smart. Like when it's something he knows about, like.
Question, did he know that on his own or did he learn that from Jane?
He might have learned it from Jane.
Okay. Because I remember the Einstein Rosen.
Einstein bridge.
Yeah, I remember that from the first Thor movie.
It could have been. It probably was a Jane reference actually, which is nice and subtle and good. Again, good on Taika. But he still understands it.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely knows what it actually is.
Yeah, and like, because I forget the exact quote again, my memory. It's like a mosquito, as Gabry said. But it's like he responds like as if like he knows the technical knowledge of it and is offering like a solution, which therefore means that he understands whatever an Einstein-Rosen bridge is like intimately. And people are always like, Thor's the dumb one and Thor da da da, and he's like not. He's like, he knows stuff.
No,
alternatively, and I have no facts to back this up, but alternatively, he just learned that in like Asgard kindergarten, and that's like,
I know. Yeah,
I mean, well, that's why I was asking. Like, did he know what it was on his own, or did he learn it from Jane? Like, because that might be something they teach in Asgard school,
Yeah.
Also, only semi-related. Why was Natalie Portman not in this movie?
I don't think she wanted to be in the movie.
She didn't want to
well, her loss, I would understand after the first two why you would be like, maybe not.
This is not good. I mean, like, on one hand, like, I feel like it's good that she wasn't in it because I feel like Jane is a character based on what they've done with her. Like, there was like, it wouldn't have worked. I don't think it would have dragged the movie down. But Jane in the first movie, I like her a lot, and she's really smart and capable, and I think is very funny. And maybe she could have, I don't know, done a bit better in this, but based on what the Jane we got in Dark World, I don't know.
It definitely all depends on writers and directors, as we have seen.
Yes,
with certain
with Taika
choices. So,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, her loss, I guess, but also our gain, because this is a good movie. Not that she would have been bad in it or made it bad, but I love this movie so much, and I can't imagine it different than the way it is now, if that makes sense. I don't know how they could have worked Jane into it.
Based on what I've seen of her, I don't know how it would have added anything. So I don't know.
It would have, maybe like a cameo would have been cool or something, but nah. Like, she doesn't fit into the overall plot. And again, I like that, and I think I mentioned this in the other 2 episodes that we did on both Thor movies, is that the movies are always at the core for me, like about Thor and Loki's relationship more than anything else. And having Jane specifically in the second one kind of detracts from that, even though Thor world really wants to be about Thor and Loki. It can't be about Thor and Loki because she has the reality stone in her, and it's a whole big thing. But this movie, it allows them, well, not that this movie is again about them, but it allows their relationship to be more of a focus, and the like emotional core of the movie, I would say. So I appreciate that, because I love Thor and Loki's brothership. I don't know what you would call it.
Brotherhood.
Their brotherhood. That makes it sound like Brotherhood of Mutants or something from X-Men.
Okay, well,
but yeah, you get it. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I have a lot of Thor and Loki feels.
I know you do.
Let's see. Do you guys have anything else you would like to talk about, or otherwise we can move on to hero questions?
I don't think we even need to do hero questions because Thor answered them on his own.
Go over that scene for me and what he says.
I don't remember what he actually says, but he ends he does it twice. And he's being challenged by like a villain or whatever, and he's like, he has a short speech because that's what heroes do.
Oh, that's right.
Like, all right, he did it. We don't have to do it now.
You're like, oh damn.
I'm like, okay.
That's true. Okay. I mean, yeah,
I would have to actually find it though.
Okay. So here are questions really quickly, even though we don't need to do them. 1, is Thor happy? 2,
yes.
What is Thor's sacrifice?
Asgard.
Oh, like everything. Like
Asgard. He sacrificed Asgard.
I like took a second to think, and I was like, what does he sacrifice? But he literally sacrifices like his hammer, his Asgard, his people, whatever.
His
3,
hair.
What makes them a hero? His hair. You're right. Oh my god.
I know.
3, what makes them a hero? Sorry, distracted.
The thing he said in the 2 scenes.
Yes, because that's what heroes do, and then he gets hit ball.
And continues to soldier on. There you go.
He is there to do the right thing for his people and everyone else. Which I guess maybe I do want to talk about one other thing, and then we can wrap this up. But in the very beginning, he does mention like, oh, I had a vision, and I had to, I was like, I gotta go find these like Infinity Stones, like something's gonna happen with them. I gotta find these guys before something happens. Yeah, he says that.
Why do I not remember that?
In the very beginning.
Yeah,
like,
when he's monologuing?
When he's monologuing. Yeah.
That totally escaped me. What the hell? Okay.
But he's basically like, yeah, I spent some time like searching for those, couldn't find any. And then I started having prophetic dreams, and I'm like, why are you having prophetic dreams, first of all?
And second of all, we're gonna skip over that.
yeah. Okay, maybe third of all then is like, Thor really was the only, like, no one else was like, maybe we should like track down some of these Infinity Stones and make sure they're all okay. Like, why was he the only one doing this work? Everyone else on Earth is like, civil war.
Who else is gonna do it though? He's the only one who could like go through space and time. So
that's true.
I mean, the Guardians have a spaceship, but they're like incapable of.
Listen, we all know how that would have turned out.
Yeah, and then I guess there's Carol now, but
I did have a continuity question though.
Cool, go for it.
Regarding Infinity War. So where the fuck is Valkyrie? If
Oh,
everyone else
okay.
was stabbed.
So apparently this isn't answered like in the movie, or it, like subtly is, and no one picked up on it, and the directors had to confirm. But basically, the Infinity War opens with someone placing a distress call, and that's like people who have like made it off of the ship. So Valkyrie and like half of the Asgardians apparently actually made it off the ship. Like so Valkyrie, Korg, and
Okay.
that group.
Lazy
Yeah.
ass filmmaking. I need to be mad about that.
It is super lazy.
'Cause
Yeah.
Director have to like confirm something. Like, calm down, J.K. Rowling. Like,
I know,
put
right?
it in your movie.
Yeah.
Like,
And it wouldn't have been hard to do. I mean, maybe it would have changed the tone of the opening because opening on people being saved versus opening on like everyone's dead. I don't know, maybe that would have changed. But still, there had to be like an easier way. Thor could have said one line about like, oh yeah, Valkyrie got out with some Asgardians. And that's it. But they didn't do that. So lazy writing, lazy filmmaking.
yeah.
And Valkyrie is supposed to be an Endgame, apparently.
Right.
So
Okay.
She has the colorful poster as
does.
opposed to a black and white
Yeah.
poster, which means
And-
she's alive.
And that poster gives me hope because I like had a theory that she was going to be in it based on like all the leaks I've been following. She was seen being filmed with I think Chris and like Rocket and stuff. So that's like good. I'm excited to see more of her, but also nervous because again, she's so good in this movie, and as we know, the ensemble movies kind of ruin characters sometimes. So we'll see what happens in Endgame.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. And like that's all there is to say. Yeah.
I had to think about who directed Avengers 2, but that was Joss Whedon, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Sure was. I have to say, like not everyone, but a lot of people like on at least my Twitter timeline, they tend to like hate on the Russos and not trust them, which is like fair. They've made some weird decisions, but also like when you compare it to Joss Whedon, like just thank God, you know what I mean?
They're
like
way
thank
more
God it's not
coherent.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
So
that
much
should
more.
be their marketing strategy. Is we're
At
not
least
Joss
it's
Whedon.
yeah, we're not Joss Whedon. Because that's oh my God. Actually, I've said enough about Joss Whedon. I'm not going to say anything else because this isn't his movie and it's not about him. But people listening, if you've listened to the other episodes, you know exactly my feelings on Joss Whedon.
It's true.
And they're not positive. Anyways, I don't know. Is there anything else we want to talk about, like ladies?
I think those were the most important things.
Okay, cool. So next, not gonna say next week. I say it every single week, but it's not next week. Next episode is finally Infinity War, isn't it? We've caught up.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
is
exciting.
wild.
Karli, in theory, might be back for a little bit for that because we're trying to get as many people who we've photoshopped onto the posters as possible to guess to just give us like 5 minute, not even 5 minute, like a minute clip, and we're just all gonna like
We're gonna play
put
all
them
of
into
them.
the episode.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I think it'll be fun.
Okay, I can record a minute of thoughts. Just know that I haven't seen all of it yet. I've seen like 80% of it, and it was
feel
on
like
a
that's-
plane.
That's almost
So-
better, you know?
Yeah,
That'll be
yeah. I
fun.
saw everything before the snaps, but I don't need to see the snaps. That's
No,
fine.
yeah, you just
We're
know
all
that it
good.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about Infinity War next episode, not next week. Get it right one day. As always, we are on Twitter at AvengeGirls and then on Facebook, AvengeGirls and Friends, the full thing. So follow us there, interact with us, please. Also, we're going to be setting up a Patreon, I think, right, Gabby?
Yeah, we're gonna work on it.
Yeah. Wig. Yeah.
So I guess let us know what you'd like to see from that, maybe.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can work it in.
Yep. Totally. Okay. As always, guys, thanks for listening.
And Avenge Girls out.